Merry Christmas to you. Fuck no, I ain't pulling no sleigh. Dash me, dance me, I'm a vixen. Dash me, dance me, I'm a vixen. Hi everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, joyous Kwanzaa, beloved solstice, happy holidays. If this is a special time of year for you, whatever sort of special time it is, I am wishing you the best. This is Tin Tim, that's T-I-N as in Noel, T-I-M as in Merry fucking Christmas. Did you miss me? I've had a request from some regular viewers to give my 2 cents on the cast of season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race, which we are all looking forward to in late January. I felt like I was a little bit behind the curve with the whole cast list review video. Everyone was kind of on that a few weeks ago and I kind of missed the boat. But now we have a full trailer, so it's like it's fresh and new again, and I'm right where I need to be, thanks to where I haven't been. Y'all have probably noticed that I'm not a big one on, kind of comprehensive recaps. I like to come up with one or two broader points or analyses. That sounds dirty. And kind of talk about those. I don't really want to go through the whole cast sort of person by person and give my opinion. So instead, I have grouped the cast into a few different categories. Of course, the classifications are just my brain, my way of grouping them, and so if you disagree with them, I would love to hear about that in the comment thread. This was just my way of thinking about, what are some of the patterns this season? Everyone has been referring to this as Season of the Fish. I always have a little bit of trouble with that term. I tend not to use it a whole lot, only because I've had enough women friends tell me that it upsets them and, vagina doesn't actually smell like fish. When I think of what that word fish or fishy means, I tend to think like, it's the girls who don't even really need to paint much, are sort of young and girlish, throw on a cute little dress, go out to the mall and kind of be mistaken for a woman. And from that vantage point, I don't really feel like this is the season of the fish. There are really only a few people in the cast that I would even describe that way. What it is the season of high femme, high glamour, which to me is different than fish because it's like very drag, maybe a very traditional pageanty type of drag, but it's the kind of drag that really takes paint and piles of wigs. But this doesn't seem like one I'm gonna win, because even the drag race team themselves seem to be referring to it as Season of Fish in the trailer, so unfortunately that's not going anywhere. Let me talk about the cast. The first group of queens that I want to talk about is what I'm referring to as the pageants or the high glamour girls. In this group, I placed Alyssa Edwards, Coco Montrese, Roxy Andrews, and Linacia Sparks. The first three are national pageant title holders or former title holders, kind of already very established names on the pageant circuit, already legendary drag queens. And then I added Linacia Sparks to this category because even though I don't know that she is kind of on the pageant circuit, I think there is this very sort of Missy Universe quality about her. Lots of people are aware at this point that Alyssa Edwards had her pageant title stripped for sort of not fully clear reasons, although there are multiple rumors, and the title went to the first runner-up, who was Ms. Coco Montrese, who is also in this cast. Judging from the trailer and the bios, it seems very clear they're more than prepared to play into that drama, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Pageant style drag is not necessarily my favorite aesthetic, but if there was a nighttime soap opera about the behind the scenes dramas of pageant drag queens on ABC airing beside Nashville and Revenge, you can bet I would motherfucking be tuning in every week. So I think that could be fun. This is one of the first years that they have really chosen so many people who are really already established as legends. The next category that I'm going to talk about is what I am calling the talents. There are two cast members who do unique, unusual things, and those are Honey Mahogany and Ivy Winters. Ivy Winters is a circus artist. She walks on stilts, she breathes fire, and Honey Mahogany is a vocalist. I was very intrigued by both of them after their photographs got leaked, watching YouTube videos of them online. Found some ferocious performances from both. I have to say, though, that I was somewhat disappointed by both of their intro videos. I felt like they could both use a little bit more media training. Ivy came off a little bit kind of awkward, but that said, I thought that Ivy really dominated in the longer trailer. And all of the sudden, a lot of the people I know were talking about her where they hadn't at all before. Honey Mahogany, I think, to talk about how she never felt ready in previous years in her video was a little bit of a mistake, and she kind of just needs that kick to just kind of own it, you know? We know that one of the things that Rue is really looking for in her girls is folks who can function across different media platforms and really be a spokesperson for themselves, the series, and products. The next group of girls I want to talk about is who I am referring to as the pretty girls. These are the ones that are what I actually would think of as, you know, quote unquote fish or fishy. And that is Vivian Panay, Monica Beverly Hills, and Jade Jolie. Neither Vivian nor Monica were especially memorable in their video. Jade Jolie, on the other hand, I got a definite vibe that she could be, you know, one of these sort of young upstart shitsters who talks a big game, kind of like Tatiana. Except that I think this one could really bring it. Watching her performances online, she's incredibly dynamic on stage, and I loved her look in the trailer, kind of walking in. Then the last category I want to talk about is, of course, my favorite, the freaks and weirdos and camp queens. I've sort of put a few different kinds of drag together in this. It's sort of a combination of more kind of couture, runway, avant-garde, high art queens, as well as more camp queens. And in this category, I put Detox, Alaska, Penetration, Jinx Monsoon, and the one that I think you'll be surprised that I put there, and I will explain why later, Serena Cha-Cha. So, Penetration won the fan vote. Compared to the confidence I've seen her display elsewhere, like in her Facebook video that folks voted on, I thought that her intro video seemed oddly timid and almost apologetic. I would really like to see her do well just because it seems like big girls and camp queens always get set up for failure on this show, but we saw very little of her in the trailer also, and I'm afraid that's a bad sign. Alaska, Thunderfuck, the big thing that everyone's talking about with her is can she live up to the legacy that Sharon set? You know, I would prefer that we all try as our damnedest not to spend the whole time comparing them. Obviously, Alaska's a very established queen in her own right and was almost on the show many times before being cast this year, so she's not here just because of Sharon. So, Detox, by far one of my favorite contenders in this competition. I just, her look, a lot of the 80s inspirations that she has, I see her, and so often I'm like on the floor, my heart is like in my gut, I am fainting, you know, having a heart attack. Like, her look just brings me to the place of like, this is what I love about drag and why I do it. So I'm really excited to see more of her. I thought she was kind of like not all there in her introductory video. Like, I wanted her to stop spinning the fucking wand. But you know, maybe that was a choice to be kind of like over it, you know. But don't get it twisted. Um, you know, I thought that, you know, like I definitely thought that she owned in the trailer, and if I'm not mistaken, not to give away any spoilers, but I think that I counted more looks from her than anyone else. Jinx Monsoon, I love that she has this very high concept character and is multi-talented comedian, vocalist, so I hope that she stays in longer than some of the other camp and theatrical and weirdo queens that we've seen in the past, because I want to see more from her. Then I have saved one of the most exciting and surprising for last, and that is Ms. Serena Chacha. On the one hand, she can be very beautiful, pretty, girly, traditional drag looking, but she has a lot of really interesting conceptual projects if you go to her YouTube page. Gender queer theory influenced little art school weirdo, and I'm really excited about it. I loved her sort of gender queerish, gender fuck-ish look for her intro video, and I also thought that she was just painfully funny in a very smart, clever, kind of deadpan way. I am looking forward to season 5, and this is probably the last time you'll see me before the new year. So, happy holidays to you all, much love, thank you for tuning in, and have a great night. Bye.